It's the National Football League on EA Sports, and today's clash of conferences is just moments away. It's the Bengals and the Rams, and it comes your way next on Madden NFL 22.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Los Angeles Rams. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. CD, everybody loves to see the deep ball. We know that. We got a couple of quarterbacks here who can really sling it. Joe Burrow of the Bengals, Matthew Stafford of the Rams.
I like your point there, partner, because it is back in vogue. And what I mean is taking the shots downfield, because for a long time in this league, it was all about precision passing, the West Coast offense. But now we've got a couple of guys here who'll take some shots downfield, and they have some receivers who can go get it.
And off we go from SoFi Stadium. Brandon Wilson now from his end zone. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. The 40, 20, 10, 5. He will score. Touchdown, Bengals. So how about that? You want to talk about coming into a hostile environment and just silencing the crowd? They just did it.
Couldn't be a better start. There's no way. All week long, they've talked about having this type of a start, but I think they looked at it from the offensive team's perspective. You know, get the opening kickoff. You guys control the ball. A lot of people are now going to say, okay, now your offense, will they be out of whack? No, not at all. They're going to be absolutely happy. They're relaxed. They took care of business for them. They don't have any pressure now. They can just go play.
Evan McPherson now for the PAT. And he's got it to make it 7-0 Bengals. So how about that for an intriguing start? The opening kickoff of the ball game, return for a touchdown.
Evan McPherson will kick off for Cincinnati.
So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. And we will not see an attempt to match that return touchdown, as this will be a touchback and bring it out to the 25. So out come the Rams now for their first possession. They'll be led out by their quarterback in his 13th NFL season now. It's Matthew Stafford.
And Matthew Stafford was taken first overall in the 2009 draft, and he certainly played like a top pick. Throughout his career, he's been one of the most prolific passers in the league, and there's no reason to believe he's going to slow down his production anytime soon. Not only that, he's also one of the tougher quarterbacks in the league as well.
Here's the first carry of the game for Cam Akers. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. It'll go as a loss of 3 right away, and it's second down.
How about the job there on the outside? Shed the wide receiver and was able to make the tackle on the perimeter.
Oh, yeah, good job, fellas, good job.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Stafford now to throw. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Trey Hendrickson, credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6.
2 plays so far, a run and a pass attempt, and both have gone backwards.
Probably not how they drew that up.
Not at all.
Looking for a better play coming up on 3rd. So now Stafford and the Rams, after the sack, they're staring up at a 3rd and long. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he's got the hook up here to Deshaun Jackson. They'll wind up with 17 on that one, but they're still a bit short here for 4th.
On 3rd down, you'll give them that. You just want to make sure that you play the first down line. They were able to get him down and force the punt.
So on 4th down, here's Johnny Hecker to punt it away. And this will get inside the 20 and be touchdown just outside of the 15-yard line. The Bengals offense here ready to rock and roll. Joe Burrow is the man at quarterback.
And when you come into the league as the #1 guy selected, a lot of hype comes with it. Sometimes that weight can be unbearable. But this young man, he took that weight on and handled it as well as you can imagine. And I love his ability to make a 2nd, 3rd reaction play and create downfield.
Burrow and the Bengals with a 1st and 10 at their own 16. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And that nearly intercepted. The free safety roaming into position almost had it, but it's 2nd down.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
Meanwhile, Burrow's throw taken in here by Chase. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now it's Burrow. Throwing the out route and complete. It's Boyd. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
And Burrow going to throw again. A throw for Boyd, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Jalen Ramsey. And the Rams are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line. Certainly not his best throw that time, and not a good time to make it, Charles, when they were in nickel with 5 defensive backs on the field.
And that's exactly why you have those 5 DBs out there. You want extra speed on the field, guys who have ball skills and understand what the passing game can do, and gives them a chance to react and make a play on the football, and they take one of those away.
So good field position for the Rams as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 42. They'll begin on the ground with Akers. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 43-yard line.
Stafford going to give this to Akers. They follow up the 1st down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2.
Now that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Larry Ogunjobi drops him for a loss of 12, and it also brings up 4th down.
Okay, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
Here's Johnny Hecker now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. This is brought in at the 21, and he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line.
Let's go.
That'll go as a 42-yard punt, but a net of 32. They had a 10-yard return, and the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. Cincinnati coming back onto the field here for their second drive, and following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about. And this is caught at the 20. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Tyler Boyd, 68 yards. And the Bengals strike quickly here for 6 points. If there was one knock on Joe Burrow coming out of LSU, it was arm strength, but kind of put those doubts to rest right there.
And as that ball was hanging in the air with the receiver streaking downfield to meet it, here in the stadium, you could just sense the crowd thinking, oh, no. And their worst fears were realized as that one turned into a long touchdown.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good, and it's now 14-0. Those are the kind of drives they like on offense, from the coordinator to the quarterback, the line, everybody. One-play drive and into the end zone for 6.
And McPherson, the kickoff for Cincinnati.
So after the made field goal, here's McPherson to send this one away. Webster going to hold on to it, and it'll come out to the 25.
Let's go.
Now the Rams offense getting the football back. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. Stafford popping this forward. It's a jet sweep. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
From the shotgun, here's a give to Akers. And he'll get about 4 across the 30 to the 32.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively, and it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. The Rams with the football here to begin the second quarter. Here's Johnny Hecker now as he's on to punt for L.A. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Taken in at the 22. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. It's a 42-yard punt, but 8 on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. And last time the formula was pretty simple. One-play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, one-play drive's exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was fairly easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
And we'll see if it's that easy here. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Here's Burrow. Airing one out for Boyd. It's caught inside the 25. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Tyler Boyd with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Bengals are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Well, you talk about just coming in and completely seizing momentum. They can go up 21-0 here. We haven't even hit halftime.
And the other part of this, you can start to feel the unrest here in the stadium. I think these fans are saying, what hit us? And this isn't about fantasy points. This is about rooting their team on.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And it's now 21-0. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2.
Evan McPherson, the kickoff for Cincinnati.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Webster going to hold on to it, and it'll come out to the 25. Set to go again. Here's Cam Akers in the LA offense. They haven't been able to get him on track. They haven't been able to get this offense on track. No points so far.
Maybe it's time to start doing a few different things. Throwing the ball a little bit, maybe featuring other people touching it for a while, and then you've got a chance to come back to it when things have changed a little bit. They have to make an adjustment.
Now, still time for him here as we sit in the second quarter. Play action. Stafford. And his throw here is incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
The Rams on third down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 9. Airing it out deep for Woods. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Hooked up by Jesse Bates. And the Bengals are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. And Charles, it seems like sometimes when you fall down early, there can be a tendency there to try and get it all back in one fell swoop. And that time, that thinking leads to an interception.
And I believe you brought up a really good point there, Brandon, because you try and force plays, right? You try and get all back in one shot, just as you mentioned there. And you know you're going to need some big plays to get back into the game. But ultimately, you really can't force what isn't there.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They are just putting things together so well here, drive after drive. They really have captured the momentum, haven't they?
They've taken momentum and
all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Jamar Chase, 51 yards. And the Bengals are able to add on to their first half lead. Quite a show of arm strength right there. That was in the air for a long time, and it was on target, too.
I'm really not sure what was more impressive about that throw. Was it the distance travel or the accuracy involved? Because I'm going to tell you straight up, when you're trying to hit a guy in stride that far downfield, there's nothing easy about it, but he sure made it look easy there.
And that one, and even 60 yards in the air. Wow. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And a route is on here in this first half.
Evan McPherson, the kickoff for Cincinnati.
So after the made field goal, here's McPherson to send this one away. Webster going to hold on to it, and it'll come out to the 25. Matthew Stafford and the rest of the Rams offense set to take over once more. In second quarter, they're down big already. He's struggling as well. They've got to find something here. He's got to find something on this drive.
And sometimes you take on all that extra pressure on yourself, and maybe you have to disperse it a little bit. Lean on some other people, lean on your teammates, find someone who can take the pressure off and get the ball in their hands for a while.
If he doesn't, this is getting out of hand, or it could get worse. Here's 2nd and 10.
Check 55 to Mike. Check 55 to Mike.
On the give, this is Akers. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
The Rams on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Stafford. Oh, it was hit at the line of scrimmage and intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 for a Bengals TD. That pick 6 extending this lead even further. And boy, it's been a while since I've seen a team struggle this badly in the first half.
I think all they want to do is get to the locker room, try and regroup, and come out to start the 3rd quarter. But if things don't improve fast then, I think the backups get a lot of play in the second half.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right.
The previous play is under review. After review of the play, ruling on the field stands.
McPherson on for the point after. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Evan McPherson to kick off for Cincinnati.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Webster going to hold on to it, and it'll come out to the 25. Getting set to go again here, Robert Woods marches back onto the field. Hasn't had his best day to this point here in the second quarter, and they're losing. You got to think, though, that also means that maybe the defense doing a good job on him. There's two sides to that coin.
I would agree, so you have to give them credit, but that means you've got to find a way to beat that defense and make sure one of your top playmakers touches the football and has an impact on the game. Change formations, change where he lines up, put him in motion, anything possible to shake him free.
Maybe that greater impact comes here on this drive. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. A shotgun snap for Stafford. That's into the hands of Akers, complete. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it'll be second down.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 45-yard line.
Now Stafford. A quick pass to Kupp.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
To the air again, Stafford. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Larry Ogunjobi picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles, and that front 7 defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance, they've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker.
Here's a run with Akers on 2nd down. And he'll push his way up to about the 44 here. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. We remind you that coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will be alongside. He'll have highlights and analysis from Orlando of this first half of action. And they went the wrong way there, losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. Here's Johnny Hecker now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. This is taken at about the 14. And he'll be just shy of the 20 at the 19 as he goes out of bounds. It's a 40-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Joe Burrow and the Bengals set to go back on offense. And a trio of touchdown passes so far. They've got the lead as well. All is good in their football world at this point.
And it's so much fun for our colleagues, right? Think about our producer, our director, everyone putting together these shots. Wouldn't you love to be in the truck right now and hear him calling for it? Give me that one, give me that one, give me that one. And we just saw 3 beautiful touchdown passes.
Now he's looking for 4. Throwing now, Burrow on 1st down. He will find his man Chase complete. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. Looking deep downfield. Got a man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. Touchdown. Jamar Chase with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Bengals have taken a 6-touchdown lead.
They have really had their way so far in the first half, but they wanted to continue to build on their lead. They know that no lead is safe in this league, so they decided to try their best to get one more as they headed into the half, and they got it done.
McPherson now for the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half. The long touchdown pass gets him 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time.
Evan McPherson, the kickoff for Cincinnati.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Webster going to hold on to it, and it'll come out to the 25. Cam Akers in the Rams offense ready to go back to work. He's had a good chunk of carries. Problem is for very little success. I don't want to put it all on his shoulders, but that's a big reason they're losing right now.
Have to be very careful that he doesn't start pointing fingers. Offensive line obviously trying. The defense is doing a nice job against him today. When it's all said and done, it's all about the guy in the mirror. He has to get it done better going forward.
See if he can look and do some soul searching now. Stafford on 1st down. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Stafford going to give to Akers on the draw. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long.
This defense is really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense going to have to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Once again, they'll keep it on the ground. And they'll indeed stop him on 3rd down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts? No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. So we have reached halftime here, and it's the visiting Bengals out in front. As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome everyone to this abridged version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. First, though, time for a check of the next-gen stats from that first half for Cincinnati. And our statisticians got through a couple of pencils already. This offense is on pace for potentially 500 yards in passing. That's pretty incredible. Meanwhile, for the Rams, we check on their numbers on the ground in the first half, as they know they'll need to be better to overcome this halftime deficit. Final adjustments being made for the second half. Whether they'll amount to much in a game that's already pretty well decided, well, that's another question. Nevertheless, let's get you back out to Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach, thanks. Yeah, that's something to consider. Are we in for more one-way traffic here in this second half? It has not been a competitive game to this point. The Rams set to receive the second half kickoff, and they trail here as we resume play. Webster going to hold on to it, and it'll come out to the 25. The Rams offense ready to begin quarter number 3, and they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster of a first half, so where do they go from here?
Well, first thing they have to remember is that what's done is done, and there's no going back. And now you have to play this drive by drive. Obviously, come back in this spot, pretty unlikely, but you still have to go out, take pride in your work, and try and put something together here in the second half.
Now Akers to start the third quarter on the ground. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Well, they certainly haven't been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got to just pin their ears back and get after him now.
Play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Going right back to Akers. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Stafford. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Well, this is just a continuation of what we saw in the first half. So much for the fresh start to begin the third quarter. Still off-target throws, no rhythm throwing the football, and obviously no touchdown scored in this game.
Here's Johnny Hacker now as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. This is fielded at the 27. It'll be a net of 39, 41-yard punt, 2 on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. So here are the Bengals now as they get their first possession of this second half. And last time out, another touchdown, and I think there may be some empty seats around here by the time the 4th quarter comes around.
Yeah, I have to agree with you because this one's just about decided. But you know who benefits from all those empty seats? Who? You and me, trying to get to the airport. The roads will be fairly clear by the time we have to leave the booth.
Burrow going to lead up the Bengals here, 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. They snapped that at 1. Now it's Burrow. And he almost had his 2nd pick of the game. Probably should have. And he's frustrated as it falls incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the third quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Burrow will throw. This is caught. It's Boyd. Past the 20. Touchdown, Bengals. Tyler Boyd, 71 yards. And the Bengals have got it on cruise control. Well, we know that he can beat you in a number of ways. He can catch it short, he can take it long, or he can do what we just saw right there, catch it and then run with the football.
And plenty to praise on the play, but this is also a bit of a breakdown defensively because you've got to be right on him when he makes the catch. Otherwise, he has the ability to really make you pay, and he does right there, picking up excellent real estate after the catch.
And the numbers on the next-gen stats, it always tells us the story. He tacked on better than 40 yards after the catch. Zach Taylor's made the decision. They'll go for 2 here. And Burrow's going to look to throw for it. And he's got it. They add on more. A little salt in the wound. 2-point conversion makes this lead even bigger.
I guess when you're hot, you're hot. I mean, I would just go ahead and take the extra point and move on, but apparently they've got something to prove. Almost feels like something was said this week, and they wanted to make sure that they laid it on them in this game.
So after the made field goal, here's McPherson to send this one away. Webster going to hold on to it, and it'll come out to the 25. Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Now left side on the swing pass. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Here's Stafford. This ball tipped, and it's going to be incomplete. Fortunate maybe to get that back. It's 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down and 3 yards to go.
They'll try and run for this with Akers. And he's going to be stopped short of a 1st down as they'll get to him at about the 33. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Here's Johnny Hacker now as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. Fielded at the 20. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. They'll net only 35 here following a 43-yard boot, 8-yard return. Time for Tyler Boyd and the rest of the offense to take over now. This defense, they wouldn't mind not seeing him again for a while. 3 trips to the end zone. How about that?
I think right now they would happily go to their general manager and say, is there any way you could get a trade for him? Bring him over to our team so we don't have to cover him anymore, because he is really having a heck of a ball game, isn't he?
Boy, he is. I don't know that mid-game trade's going to happen, but good thought. The former 2nd-round pick, this is Joe Mixon, and he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45.
Brandon, I think you and I are both raised the same way in the game of football. You run to set up the pass, but I think we've discovered in this NFL, a lot of teams pass to set up the run. And that's what they've done throughout this game. They've aired it out, thrown it around the yard. Now they've come back to the running game, and they find a way to be successful with it.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. Now Joe Mixon. And he's going to take this one across midfield and into Ram territory. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Brings up 2nd and a yard at the 46-yard line.
Burrow going to give this to Mixon. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Oh, don't be scared. Here we go. Start. 59. Right, 80.
And now they will throw it with Burrow. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And this one almost intercepted. Had a chance to come down with it in the end zone, but could not hang on. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. And that nearly intercepted. It's incomplete. Now remember, he had a pick earlier, but couldn't reel that one in. On 3rd down, Burrow. He's going to let this go for the end zone. Touchdown! T. Higgins, 38 yards. And the Bengals just continue to pour it on. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go. Uh-oh, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And McPherson on for the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. A drive that time of 6 plays. And it's finished off with a Cincinnati touchdown.
Evan McPherson to kick off for Cincinnati.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Webster going to hold on to it, and it'll come out to the 25. And the Rams now coming out on the field. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Off the fake to Akers, here's Stafford. He's going to air it out deep for Woods. Oh, wide open, complete. Touchdown, Rams. Robert Woods, 75 yards. And the Rams do gain a bit of respectability. I don't think you can get any more efficient or tidy, whatever word you want to use in that. Man, 1 play, 75 yards, end zone.
Yeah, efficient, tidy, excellent words. How about explosive? 75 yards, 1 play. That means everyone handled their assignment, doesn't it? It doesn't just mean that the defense broke down. They really executed the way that was drawn up on the whiteboard. Big-time play, big-time result.
Extra point by Gay is up and good. So they do get 1 score back, but still a long way to go here in the 3rd quarter. After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away. From his end zone, Wilson. And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. Tyler Boyd and the rest of the offense heading back out. And I think we both agreed he could have a really good game with this matchup, but over 200 yards now.
I don't think we saw it as that good. And I think what really makes it special is when games like this are occurring, it's not just getting locked in and in the zone and on a roll.
And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Bengals. T. Higgins. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Bengals get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. Boy, the action just coming fast and furious right now. If you got up to go get a drink from the fridge, you picked the wrong time. 2 long touchdowns.
Yeah, and that's how you answer a one-play drive with a one-play drive of your own. And you're exactly right. If you step away from the action, my dad took me to a Major League Baseball game when I was 8, and I needed to go to the bathroom. Of course, while we're in the bathroom, grand slam home run.
Well, it tends to happen that way, doesn't it?
Yeah, my dad still hasn't forgiven me.
Evan McPherson will kick off for Cincinnati.
So after the made field goal, here's McPherson to send this one away. On the return, it's Simba Webster. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. The offense for Los Angeles returns to the field. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. I mean, that's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Mike Daniels able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. This defense, they just continue to feast. 5 sacks now as a unit. It's been quite an afternoon getting to the quarterback.
And we're seeing it come from a variety of places as well. Sometimes just the guys up front getting to him. Other times you add extra guys rushing the quarterback, twists and stunts. It's been a variety, and they've had no way of blocking them.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Here's Stafford. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
On 3rd down, here's a run by Akers. And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
Here's Johnny Hacker now as he's on to punt for L.A. Let's take it inside his own 40. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Bengals will take over in terrific field position. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. Open man is Higgins, and he's got it. Touchdown, Cincinnati. T. Higgins, 44 yards. And the Bengals are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this 3rd quarter.
And this is obviously quite a performance. And most of the time when we talk about someone putting a team on their back, I think we're talking about a guy who runs the football. In this case, it's a guy out wide catching it, and he's done exactly that, truly leading his team right now towards victory.
3 touchdown catches. He's been the headliner. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that will extend this big lead. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. For the 4th quarter, we'll begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the 3rd quarter. Webster going to hold on to it, and it'll come out to the 25. L.A. readies for its next possession. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And the pressure gets to him and brings him down. Stafford is sacked. Trey Hendrickson in there to record another sack, and that is now 6 on the afternoon for this defensive unit.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. Stafford now to throw. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far and brings up 3rd down. The Rams on 3rd down, an almost unimaginable 0 for 10 thus far. This will be 3rd and forever. Airing it out deep for Woods. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Here's Johnny Hacker now as he's on to punt for L.A. Fielded at the 43. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. It's a 43-yard punt, a return of 5. Time for Tyler Boyd and the rest of the offense to take over now. So far, he has the trio of touchdowns. Obviously, it's been a pretty good game for him.
So if this were hockey, they'd be throwing their hats out on the ice for the hat trick, right? I'm not sure exactly what you do in the NFL except applaud and continue to hope you see a little bit more of this. What a tremendous game.
Do you want to start a new tradition? What can we throw on the field?
I don't know. We'll
throw your mic out there.
A lot of fans would like that. Cut his mic off.
3 touchdowns so far. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 49 yards rushing for him now, and he's only carried the ball 4 times. I tell you, they didn't give it to him much through the first 3 quarters, but when they have, he's been efficient. Maybe they ride him more here down the stretch.
Yeah, not sure it was actually in the game plan for him to have as few carries as he has, but it might play out really well for them now. As you noted, if they want to ride him down the stretch, he should have fresh legs.
Mixon with it. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
First down, Cincinnati.
Mixon with a 1st down carry. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. From the gun, a give to Mixon. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. So another score there, and often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. McPherson on for the point after. And This one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So this drive spans 7 plays, and it all culminated in the touchdown run coming from Joe Mixon.
Evan McPherson, the kickoff for Cincinnati.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Webster going to hold on to it, and it'll come out to the 25. Here comes Matthew Stafford now to lead his offense back out there. And after a rough start, as we take a peek at the numbers, he's going in the right direction now.
So often when you see a game start the way we saw this one start for him, you just wonder if he's got a chance to bring it back at all, and that's exactly what he's done. Love seeing that happen simply because you know a guy.
And he is going to be taken down. They got him. As that is going to take us to the 2-minute warning. Larry Ogunjobi able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon. Throwing on 2nd and long. Stafford. And he coughs up the football near his own goal line. And the Bengals have recovered it.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. Cincinnati's offense coming back here onto the field. And they can run this score up even further as they begin this drive with a 1st and goal and that huge lead. The best starting field position you could possibly have. 1st and goal from the 1.
Mike 5'9", Mike 5'9". Know your job.
Here's a run with Mixon, and he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. As that lead just swells and swells. Look, this has been dominance in all 3 phases, offense, defense, and special teams.
So don't we have to give a lot of credit, not just to what we've seen today, but the preparation in advance, coaching staff, commitment by the players to the game plan, and being ready to go in this one? You're exactly right. Clean sweep. And, boy, they're going to celebrate this one after it's over.
And on the other side, this is the game film you just flush and never go back and review. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the lead will swell by 1 more.
Evan McPherson, the kickoff for Cincinnati.
So after the made field goal, here's McPherson to send this one away. Webster going to hold on to it, and it'll come out to the 25. The Rams offense now, they get set and head back onto the field. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
Meanwhile, Stafford's throw here hauled in by Cup. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A big play that time on the catch and run.
At this stage, there's nothing left to do but to keep firing. And if you're a play caller, you may go off your sheet and use some things maybe you hadn't planned to in this game. Maybe that was one of them there that worked.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Now it's Stafford. They'll set up the screen here to Akers. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. On On first down at Stafford. And that'll be incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Everyone's got four down.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Stafford. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line.